also expansion for your hard drives, for your computer. More and more of us now using solid states. I have a ton of them, right? Ton of solid state drives. But you know what? Sometimes you need vast amounts of storage, especially for backups. So when you can find a good deal on things like that, time to take advantage of it. Yes? Yes. So I was out looking for a new hard drive, 14 terabytes from Seagate. 14 terabyte hard drive. This is their expansion external drive, as you can see, for PC and Macs, which is good. Basically, what we're going to do is see what comes in the box, and then I'm going to set it up on my computer, and we'll see how fast this thing actually can do read and write speeds. So the reason I bought this, of course, is backup. Now, if you're looking for a drive to, let's say, edit or play games off of or things like that, especially with the fact that games nowadays can be really large, the fact that videos can be really large, meaning that it has to be to move a large amount of data around quickly. Something like a drive like this, probably not the best option in the world. But again, if you're looking at something that's going to be used for storage, for long-term storage, going to be used for backups, things like that, this is where this really plays, right? This is where this is important. Anyways, this, as you can see back here, as they say, add on storage to your PC and Mac, right? So you got a whole bunch of stuff here. That seems like it's in a language that I don't necessarily completely understand. I'm guessing it's add-on storage for Mac in different languages. Anyways, let's crack it open, see what's in the box. So I got this online, only coming in at about, I want to say, is that light doing okay? There we go. Only coming in about, I don't know, $210, $219 on sale. They say it was like $140 off. So pretty good price for the amount of storage that you're getting. 14 terabytes, kind of a weird number. Usually you see them in like 12 terabytes or 16 terabytes, but 14 seems to split the difference, and it was cheaper than most 12 terabytes and definitely cheaper than every 16 terabyte out there. So I figured, why not split the difference? Seems like a good thing. Anyways, it's not as big as I thought it was going to be. It's actually a decent size. So that's the drive right there. I right now actually have a bunch of Western Digitals. Yeah, I think it's a bit smaller, actually. A bit smaller. So you do get a little manual that comes with it. Sweet. That's it right here. We'll just take it out of the bag. Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. So that's going to be, I guess, your front. Does it have a top? Oh, there's your bottom. So there's your little feet. It has your USB. So this is like the weird, right? It's like it's a little older. That's a old USB 3 USB cable that you need, plus your power. Little Seagate icon on the front. My guess would be that there's going to be some kind of activity light, I would think, possibly somewhere on it, but we're not 100% sure. Anyways, design-wise, it does look like it should sit like this. And it's probably because you may see in the top, it looks like there's some venting, possibly for cooling, as well as on the back. It has it here too, but at least it is going to give it a little bit of space underneath the actual drive for that. But it should sit fine. That seems all right. You get some other stuff, of course, in the box. My guess would be a power cable and a USB 3 cable. Now, because it's older, USB 3, you're not going to be getting a USB-C cable. It would have been nice to get a USB-C cable, but freaking doubtful. Yeah, so it's your standard USB 3 to that weird USB 3 cable. But what is cool here is this seems like it's really like a universal. Wow, that's actually kind of nice. You get this, right? So it says, warning, use only with the correct input plug. So because this looks like it's probably the same drive that they use for all over the planet, right? They are going to have your actual blocks, but no plugs on it. Yes. So you push this down to take that off. And then you find in here the plug that you require. So little bit of digging around to find the one that you need. That looks like that one for here. And all you do is you stick that on, and now you're good to go. But it looks like you have all the other kind of plugs there. So depending on where you are, or for whatever reason you are someone that travels, then this should have no problems traveling with you. So that's kind of nice. I'm gonna plug it into my computer back there, and we'll go over there and take a look to see how this actually performs. All right, so first off, pardon the mess. It's a little bit messy. I gotta do some cleanup of this room, but I wanted to get this drive here on this machine because this is where it's gonna end up sitting. And just so you guys know, there is a little power indicator light on the very top of it that just shows that it's getting power. And you guys may be able to see actually on my computer here that you'll see it here show up right where here it says expansion drive. So if you open this, you are going to get a couple of little pieces of software that's on this. So a start here. Seagate will install its own little software on here. So if you were to actually click on this, we should see this run through. There's a Windows version and a Mac version. So once it starts up, you'll see the little Seagate here. We'll just go through this setup. It's not usually probably a software that I would use, but it will allow you to do probably some registration of the drive, especially for, yeah, you'll see here, right, for registering the actual drive. So I'm going to actually do that right now. I'll be right back. And it seems pretty fast because really it knows what drive's plugged in. It registers it. It's like painless. You put your email address and your name and you get a like little thank you. This drive is pre-formatted for exFAT for both use with PC and Mac. If you want to use this as it says for Time Machine, it must be reformatted for Mac, which you can do, right? That's not a big deal. I don't necessarily know if I'm going to do that right now because I'm not going to use it for Time Machine. I'm going to use it for other backup software, just so you guys are kind of aware. All right, so let's do a speed test on this, but that was pretty simple. So let's actually bring up Blackmagic speed test. Now, of course, this is not going to get speeds like a solid state would, right? Even standard like first generation solid state drives will probably get you 400, maybe 500. New drives, of course, if you're running a newer one that's going through like Thunderbolt, a Thunderbolt enclosure, let's say with an NVMe drive, or you're running even a USB 3.2 based SSD, you can get 700-800. But let's just see here. We're going to select the drive. Whoops. Try that again. Select the drive. And with a 1 gig file, so it's going to be a nice small set of files. And we should see the expansion drive. Yep, open that and start. I was going to say, my goodness, the writes are quick. That's surprising. 314? That's actually quite fast. 276. Look where it peaks with the small file. Look at that. That's actually way faster than I thought it was going to be. That's getting up there at like almost, it's not consistent, but she bursts pretty fast. Look at that. 400, 418, 408. Really? Now it is plugged in to, a USB-C, I think it's USB-C 4 port. So she's, a 10 gig port. So, very pleased with that. Let's actually do a large file because sometimes with large files you can actually get faster. Whoa! Look! I stopped it and paused it. Look at that speed that was there for a second. Holy smokes! That doesn't even seem right. Okay, bigger files. Yeah, and that activity light's going off. Holy smokes! That's actually not too bad. Slowing down a little bit now with a big file, but she peaked really quick. That's the right. 230, 240. I'm actually okay with that. Because I have some older solid states that only get me like 300 and change, 400. So, and if you look at the little lines down here, it's actually, you could actually do 4K 60 with this. 4K 60? Really? All right. Yeah, I'm down. Look at the H.265s. You could do all the way to 8K 60. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Anyways, this is the 14 terabyte Seagate expansion. Now, depending again on your computer that you're plugged into, just realize that you may, if you have a slower port or you're doing anything in the background, of course, you may get slower speeds. And of course, if you have multiple things plugged into your USB bus, it may actually split those as well. So of course, the more that you have plugged in, you may see a degradation in that. But peak wise, I say it actually does really good. So I'm pleased, very pleased. All right, guys, I will put links down below to where you can pick this up if you feel like it. It does go on sale like quite often, so I'd watch for it. And that's it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that little notification bell, and I will see you guys next video. Later.